From villains like Core Hunter, to the mighty Splitface, to the legendary Black Phantom and the awesome Speeder Demon, Breakout really was the best wave of Hero Factory. But could these characters be built better? What would revamps of each one of them look like? Let's check out the villains of the Breakout wave, Revamped and Reimagined. We'll begin with the legend himself, everyone's favorite villain, Core Hunter. This is made by Vanimox. So here's a quick side-by-side between the reference material, the original set, and this mock. Although what this image doesn't show is that there's a few additional weapons that they've been given. They got this tiny little rectangular shield, using some of those very flat Technic panels, and then this big old hammer. I like it. Bit of an unconventional weapon for Core Hunter, but given his tendency to, well, kill heroes and take out their cores, I guess a pretty aggressive weapon like this does seem somewhat appropriate for his murderous ways. Core Hunter is such a dark character for a Lego kids toy. Anyway, Vanimox is a master of making characters that are incredibly, just like super posable. All of their posts feature just a ton of images of them in the most dynamic and action-packed poses that you've ever seen. If you're gonna make a Hero Factory revamp, try and make it as posable as this. And that limber design, it also works quite well for a character with night vision goggles. I've always seen Core Hunter as this very skilled assassin. The eyes also evoke the feeling of a very agile spider, one that swings around and crawls in unimaginable ways. High levels of posability I think pair with this really well. And how about this back design? Taking Wenow's mask, putting a few wires inside it, and now it just stops looking like a mask. Now it just looks like some pretty cool back details. Dude, this is sick. What a revamp. But up next, it's Hive Queen Thornraxx. This is made by Kalahiki Mox. Yo, this is a great concept. The wiki on Thornraxx does talk about others within his species, but it discusses that they're a part of a larger hive mind. So that's interesting. What does the queen look like? Do the other Thornraxx have different ranks? Are there like subspecies of Thornraxx? I don't know, are there like worker bees, soldier bees, stuff like that? There's a surprising amount of, I guess, variants that you could do if you were building a revamp of Thornraxx, or anyone else within the species. It's quite refreshing to see a revamp of one of these characters that isn't actually the character, and yet at the same time, kind of is the character, you know? The new antennae at the top of their head are a wonderful addition. The very thin, sharp design of that katana, it does have a surprising bug quality to it. And check out the waist, using the leg piece that appears on Nectan, specifically Nectan from Bionicle Stars. I like that this is a different shade of blue from the azure that we see on the body. To me, it kind of reminds me of like Black Widow spiders, where they've got that big patch of red on the back. There is something weirdly insect, bug-like about that. Just a nice pop of an additional color. It's only localized in one place, but yeah, it looks good. We've also got some nice shields on the wings. Very nice. This is just a pretty sweet revamp of Thornraxx. I also like seeing revamps that give them legs. Sure, I like the original design. No legs makes a lot of sense, but it can be a little bit harder to display this set. This removes that issue. Number 3, it's XT4. And this one is brought to you by a builder called Mushosh87. I'm really impressed with this revamp. And that's because it's managed to keep a lot of the essence of the original. I think what makes this set work so well is how skinny the limbs are. Yes, they're unarmored, and I don't know, sometimes people don't really like that look. But see, I think it's what makes this set so good. The lanky, thin, creepy appearance. It's terrifying. It's easy to fall into the trap of wanting to put too much armor onto a mock, but I think this creation here does a really excellent job of balancing things out. There's a bunch of new armor on the torso, and it looks good. But that's it. No other armor has been added. Everything else remains skinny, unarmored, and dope. Balance like that is one of the most difficult things to do as a builder. Knowing when not to place pieces, that takes real skill. I also quite like these new weapon upgrades. Some are the same, but for the most part, a lot has changed. Got one of Onoanuva's buzzsaws. Nice touch. We've got a drill. That seems appropriate, kind of ties in with everything else. and then this claw has been slightly expanded and modified. I don't know, it all just makes sense. All 4 of these weapons coming at you in a dark alleyway as a hero fights this villain? That's the stuff of nightmares. Oh yeah, and of course, here's a banana for scale, so you get a rough idea how big this mock is. Up next, Jawblade by Regigick. Yeah, I mean, this revamp seems to double the mock in size, which I think is the right direction for a revamp of, well, a shark. Making them freaking massive just makes sense. It's like the giant shark in Jaws. That's what makes it terrifying. It's big. Big fan of how the builder has used some of these older elements right here for the face. It's very similar to what we saw on a theme like Aqua Raiders. One of the big sharks looks similar, at least in the face area. Actually, you know what? LEGO just released a Creator Shark. It's a cool little set, very cute, very fun. Why not pick this up for yourself? And then you can use these pieces as a bit of a creative impetus for your own revamp of Jawblade. That could work pretty well. You'd get a lot of pieces that you need just from that one set. It's also amazing how much more intimidating this looks when you swap out those closed fist pieces for open claws. Posable claws. Oh, everything about this is brilliant. What an upgrade. Over to Toxic Reaper by Upvotebot 3000. Oh, this is nice. Just a few small kind of quality of life upgrades. Nothing too fancy. Yeah, maybe this year in HF Feb, you're a little bit limited on time. You want to make a revamp, you want to build something, but you don't really see the opportunity to do so. Well, don't think too big. Maybe you can just add a couple little touches to an existing set just to fix some of the issues. For example, the original Toxic Reaper. You can see there's a few areas that are a bit unarmored. You can also see that there's this weird ball joint up top right here on the neck. Yeah, you know, these areas don't look as good as they could. And this revamp totally fixes that stuff. Now it's armored up nicely, that ball joint isn't there, and it just looks so much more compact, well-rounded, you know? I also like these claws on the hands. The original set didn't have that. Instead, it just had, you know, waste spewing out the arm. But if you really wanted to, you could take the fingers off and replace it with that. Now he's got both. That could be cool. Yeah, just a couple small things, but it really completes the set. How quaint. Moving along to Paulex Mock Building. And this is a revamp of Splitface. So if you're familiar with the original set, you'll know that that 50-50 split is pretty good. It's accomplished by the use of this gunmetal torso, and half of it is printed in red, the other half gunmetal. But the red section still has a lot of gunmetal on the edges and in between the printing, so it doesn't feel as much of like an actual clean split, but this revamp kind of fixes that. Instead of a printed torso, a bunch of these CCBS and Bionicle pieces are being combined together. And now you really do have a 50-50 split. It looks good. Certainly a better alternative, I think. And this revamp also gives you a larger, buffer, stronger looking Splitface. Much more intimidating. Always good on a villain. Now for Voltix. And then we'll finish off with 2 of the titans of Breakout. But for now, this revamp is made by Perilla Oil 606. Voltix has always been a wacky character. A rather insane color scheme. Wires going everywhere, electricity shooting out of his face. It's wild and maybe a little bit messy, but I think that reflects the character, doesn't it? He is wild and unchained. I think that this revamp keeps a lot of that original charm, but does a good job of tidying it up, yet removing some of the wires and spreading out the lightning a little bit more. It makes this feel clean, crisp, easier to read, you know? It's also cool to see so many different colors all over this. Sometimes multicolored creations can just be a lot. They just seem messy, they're a little bit too crazy. But this is the perfect balance. It feels so controlled. Plus, it's fun to see some colors being introduced in more interesting ways. Like on the torso, using the printed element here that comes on Breakout Bulk. It's got that little extra bit of yellow, and it ties right in. That looks wonderful. And how about this head? Using a gear inside that exposed bit on the mouth. Now he's got teeth. He's also got bananas for spikes. He's got rubber bands for eyes. Yo! There's a lot to love about this revamp. But alright, I promised you Titans. Black Phantom and Speeder Demon, they're up next. So here's Speeder Demon. It's made by Labark1234. So I'm sure you're familiar with the original. 4-armed dude with gold swords, riding a purple bike. It doesn't get cooler than that. Well, what if you just smushed the two together? Make Speeder Demon a dude with enhanced wheels on his feet. That way he can zip around at lightning speed. Sure, okay, look, I miss the bike. I always love a good baddie with a bike. Vehicles on construction sets is one of my favorite things. But I don't know, this is such a wonderfully fun way to spice up that original concept. And just look at some of the poses that he can get into. He couldn't do that as easily on the bike. This is just freaking cool. We need more creations with wheels on their feet. Nice to see some gold on the torso, that's new. And also very nice to see Tahu G2's printed torso. That extra teeny tiny pop of red. Oh, it just looks nice. It kind of ties in with his eyes. It fits right in. This is so original, so creative. I love it. And yeah, hey, we gotta finish off with the big bad, the always impressive Black Phantom. This is made by Gaimi Bricks. Yo, this is huge! Look at the size of those new mechanical claw arms coming out of the back. And check it out. Black Borok shells making up the pecs on his torso. Oh, that works well. Something else that works well is something that you can kind of only see from the back. It's these lower legs. All of these exposed mechanical details. The exquisite pop of teal and lime green. All of that sandwiched in between two of these Onawa torso pieces. Oh, that's just lovely. I'm talking about how good Black Phantom looks, but his little spider drone? That might be the best bit. It's so vicious looking, it looks a lot more mean. Now, that first version that came in the original set, it was tiny. It didn't use a lot of pieces, but this one does. It's got a Borok shield up top for the head. Now it's got a scorpion tail. A posable one, too. What an upgrade. Now this feels worthy of being the ultimate big bad for Breakout. So cool. And mate, all of these revamps, all of these upgrades, I think they were just wonderful. It's always a pleasure to see these Breakout sets getting a bit of special treatment. So if you want to see more creations from these builders, check the links below. And if you want to join in on the fun of Hero February, well, now is the time to build some villains. Go make some for yourself and post them online with the Hero February hashtag. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Happy building, and bye for now. This is the mock I'm building for Hero February. I know you can't see it, but it's a pretty cool revamp. I'm very excited. Okay.